If you rely on New Mexico SNAP benefits to help feed your family, you know exactly how absolutely crucial it is to avoid any sudden lapse in coverage. Today, in this explainer, we're going to walk step by step through exactly how you can keep your benefits active without all the stress. Let's get right to it.
Let's kick things off with a pretty surprising fact. Right now, there are currently about 466,100 people relying on SNAP benefits in New Mexico. That is a massive portion of the state utilizing this federally funded, state-run program to supplement their grocery budgets. So if you're navigating this system, you are certainly not alone.
But here is something you really need to know. Do you know the #1 reason people actually lose their SNAP coverage? It's not because they suddenly start making too much money. It's simply because they miss procedural deadlines. They just don't return their paperwork in time, and boom, their case closes. That is exactly what we are going to help you avoid today.
All right, let's dive right into Section 1, SNAP Recertification Explained.
It helps to think of your certification period kind of like a countdown clock on your current benefits. You see, when you first applied, the state didn't approve you forever. They approved you for a very specific window of time. Recertification is just the mandatory check-in process required to keep that clock running. It's really the state's way of verifying that your household size, your income, and your living situation haven't drastically changed. But make no mistake, if you don't do this, your benefits will absolutely stop.
Moving right along to Section 2, Eligibility and Deadlines. So here's how the timeline usually works. Most New Mexico households are approved for a 12-month period, which means you need to fully recertify every single year. And right in the middle of that year, you'll also have to do a quick 6-month interim report, just to basically say, hey, nothing major has changed. Now, if all the adults in your home are elderly or disabled and have no earned income, that certification period actually extends to 24 months, with an interim report right in the middle at 12 months.
So, how are you going to know it's actually time to act? Well, keep your eyes peeled, because about 30 days before your benefits expire, the New Mexico Healthcare Authority is going to send you a highly recognizable turquoise envelope in the mail. If you see turquoise, open it immediately. Or, if you've opted into electronic communications on the state portal, you'll get a text or an email instead. Be sure to regularly check your spam folders, because that notification is literally your official starting gun.
That brings us to Section 3, Required Recertification Documents.
Once that notification arrives, it's time to gather your paperwork. First up, the state simply needs to confirm you are who you say you are and that you still live in New Mexico. You'll need to provide up-to-date documents like a government-issued ID, maybe a birth certificate or immigration documents, and proof of residency. A recent lease agreement or a standard utility bill works perfectly for this. Second, you've got to prove your current financial situation. Honestly, this is where most people get tripped up. Gather your recent pay stubs, your bank statements, and any relevant tax documents. But whatever you do, do not forget your expenses. Things like childcare costs, mandatory school expenses, or out-of-pocket healthcare costs can actually be deducted from your income. This is absolutely crucial because it might maximize the amount of SNAP benefits you're legally entitled to receive. So definitely get those receipts together. Okay, let's get into the actual mechanics in Section 4, Step-by-Step Application Process. You definitely have a few options for getting all this information over to the state. You can mail your physical forms to the central scanning area in Bernalillo, you could fax them, or even call the Income Support Division at 1-800-283-4465. But look, let me save you a ton of time. The online portal, YesNM, is officially the fastest and most efficient method by far. Mailing takes days to process, and the phone lines can have incredibly long hold times, especially when you get near the end of the month.
If you do go the digital route, which we highly recommend, here is your exact game plan. Step 1. Wait for that turquoise envelope or email so you know for sure you're in the renewal window. Step 2. Log in to yes.state.nm.us. Step 3. Look for the big button that says Renew My Benefits and click it. And finally, Step 4. Just follow the prompts and upload pictures or scans of your documents directly to your case file. The best part? The portal's available 24/7.
Now listen up, because this next point is incredibly important. The rules have recently changed. During the pandemic, interviews were waived, but that is no longer the case. The mandatory interview requirement has been fully reinstated. So after you submit your paperwork, you must complete a 10 to 30-minute phone or face-to-face interview with a caseworker. Don't worry, they're really just verifying that the information on your form is accurate. But whatever you do not skip this step, or your application will be denied.
Let's cover some major pitfalls to avoid in Section 5, Common Mistakes and Assistance.
Please remember this vital scam warning directly from the state. Scammers know exactly when SNAP renewals are happening, and they will try to take advantage of the confusion. The state will never threaten you or your family with legal action over the phone, and they will absolutely never ask for your credit card information. The Medicaid and SNAP renewal process is completely, 100% free. If someone asks for a payment to help you renew, just hang up immediately.
That being said, if you do need legitimate help, you don't have to figure this out alone. You can literally pause this explainer right here and note down these amazing community partners. Organizations like Roadrunner Food Bank, the Food Depot, Echo Incorporated, and even the UNM Dean of Students Office offer completely free SNAP application assistance. Many of them can actually help you complete the entire application right over the phone, regardless of what county you live in.
Almost at the finish line. Section 6. Follow-up and final tips.
Your main job after hitting submit is to log back into the YesNN portal every so often to track your case status and to respond immediately if the state requests any extra information. But I also want to tell you about a massive safety net. If life gets in the way, you miss your deadline and your case closes, New Mexico has a 90-day reconsideration window. This means if you get your paperwork in within 90 days of your case closing, they can reopen it without you having to start a brand new application from scratch. It's a real lifesaver.
So, are you ready to conquer the recertification process and secure your household's food budget? By keeping your contact info updated, watching like a hawk for your turquoise notice, gathering your documents early, and utilizing that YesNM portal, you can entirely remove the stress from this process and secure your family's benefits for another full year.
As a final pro tip, please remember that government policies, income limits, and application procedures can and definitely do change over time. Always verify the most current updates directly at yes.state.nm.us. We'd absolutely love to hear from you. Drop your own recertification tips or experiences down in the comments. It actually leaves us with a bigger question. With millions relying on these vital safety nets nationwide, how can we continue to streamline these complex bureaucratic systems so they actually work for families rather than against them? Keep learning, stay prepared, and we'll catch you in the next explainer.